What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this is going to be a quick one because this is breaking news because we have the casting for Superman and Lois in the DCU. David Cornsweet got the role, and Rachel, I don't want to butcher her last name, but she is from the Miss Maisel show, which I never watched, so I don't know. And I did see David, though. I have seen David in the Pearl movie last year, and he did a pretty good job for what he had. I mean, it wasn't the biggest, most spectacular role, but it was decent. However, I think he does have the look as Superman. And I think for Lois, she has the look, and maybe she has the acting chops. I don't know. I haven't seen her in anything. So maybe this is time for me to see what they've done before and see if they're decent fits. But you know who picked them? James Gunn. James Gunn, the director and the head of DC, picked these two actors in the role, or actor and actress in the role of Superman and Lois, and it has confidence in me that he's going to make the right casting choices for the rest of the DC universe. I do not think he's going to keep people. There's some rumors, or at least from what Gal Gadot's saying, they might keep her around as Wonder Woman, and I highly doubt it. They canceled Wonder Woman 3, and honestly, they're already rebooting Superman. They're already rebooting Batman. I think you should just reboot Wonder Woman. I don't think it would be fair to keep Gal Gadot because it's the remains of the DCEU. And as we talked about in our Flash video and the movie bombed and had the worst second weekend drop of a comic book movie. So, I mean, I'm not going to repeat the conversation again, but yeah, The Flash is a total failure. That is a sign from fans that they want a new DC universe at this point, or they're not satisfied. But I think whether it's Snyder fans that want the Snyderverse to continue, which in my opinion, I don't think will solve Warner Brothers' problems. It might solve the Snyder problem they've had recently with all the Snyderverse fans, but I don't think that's gonna solve all of WB's problems with DC in general, especially when you have a huge chunk of the audience that don't care for the Snyder stuff. But I think we could all agree here that not everybody is really satisfied for where the DCEU was going. And on top of that there was literally no direction. That's not even an opinion, that is a fact. The DCEU was just spinning its wheels and had no real direction. Hamada was trying to take it a certain way, it failed. So I think this is a nice reset, like getting new actors to play these characters, just a complete reset, and that's what we really need. James Gunn even mentioned on Instagram that their casting for Batman is very long way out, that it's going to be a while till we get the casting for The Dark Knight, which makes sense in my opinion. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, even though Brave and the Bold sounds interesting, I don't care about the movie. I really don't care about the movie now that they have Andy Muschietti directing the film. And if you don't know who Andy Muschietti is, he is the recent director for the Flash movie. And in my review, I did not like the Flash movie and a lot of the choices that it made. But the Batman action scenes were kind of cool, so maybe there's that. But in my opinion, I'm not that confident in him taking over as the main director of The Brave and the Bold. I thought that was a mistake. I think they should not have picked him as the director. In fact, I don't think they should have mentioned a director at all right now. Because like now you have Andy Muschietti signed on to do Batman, and he just failed with the Flash movie. It didn't connect with audiences. I mean, say again, as I said, say what you want, but if everybody loved the Flash movie, and if the Flash movie had good word of mouth from audiences as opposed to like celebrities, I think the Flash movie would have held decently okay. But again, no, I think it was a mistake to keep Andy Muschietti as the director of Brave and the Bold. And also now it would look bad because you just signed him on, so now you can't just fire him off immediately. So yeah, I think that was too much of a gun. That was too much of gun shooting from the hip, and kind of, well, not even shooting from the hip really. He's not improving, but I do think he thought, oh man, the Flash is going to do out the box office. We could ride the hype of the Flash, but that majorly backfired, and it didn't even get headlines. So I hope they kind of rethink their decision on Brave and the Bold. Wonder Woman is the only Trinity member so far in Chapter 1 to not get a movie, but I think it would be ridiculous if they don't do a Wonder Woman movie as well. Whether Gal Gadot stars as the character, I highly doubt it. I think at this point, it's time for a lot of these actors from the DCEU to move on from their roles. I think it's kind of done already. It's kind of done. Everybody has acknowledged the DCEU is kind of dead, at least this current iteration. So there's no real point in moving on and going to do these semi reboot plans. I think with the Flash, after the way the Flash has been received, I hope that James Gunn and Peter Safran are like, yeah, we have to hard reboot. There's no way we could even salvage anything out of the DCEU. We've also had some updates about how Blue Beetle's the first character in this universe. So again, we have to see how a lot of this materializes. But the casting of Superman and Lois is the right direction for DC, in my opinion. I think this is the right route to just start fresh. And I think these actors at least look the part. I know I've seen, as I said, David in Pearl, and he's a pretty good actor. He's pretty decent. And before people say, well, he doesn't fit the Superman character in his movie Pearl. Well, no shit. That's why they bring actors, because actors have range. You know what I mean? So I can't even judge him how he's going to be as Superman based off his performance in Pearl. But if he is that good that he got cast as Superman, I assume that he has amazing range. And I'm honestly excited for the future. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see who they cast as Jimmy Olsen. We'll see who they cast as Perry White. I don't even think James Gunn even confirmed who the main villain is in Superman Legacy. I'm hearing some rumors that it's Metallo. So we'll see how this all goes out. So I'll see you guys in the next video piece. This was kind of a short one, and of course all the fire trucks come out as soon as I end the video. But anyways, if there's more updates on DC, I'll try to cover. If there are any updates on Marvel, I will try to cover them as well.